When catching a killer, every second counts.
Time is a critical factor.
Not just for detectives, for the victims' families as well.
I still have nightmares about it.
9 years ago, Catherine's mother was killed.
Never dreamed it would be her.
Virginia and Floyd Farmer were on their way home.
My grandmother was driving.
As she turns the corner,
She pulled into the neighborhood up Highland.
gunfire suddenly erupts.
They just started shooting. Just a free-for-all.
Virginia, a 66-year-old grandmother of 7, is killed on the spot. Floyd, still in the hospital, was unable to attend his wife's funeral.
And she touched so many lives.
In the days after the murder, the family was praying for justice.
In the end, whoever did this is going to pay.
But 9 years later, Virginia's killers are still on the loose, and the family is focusing its anger on the Phoenix Police Department.
Do you feel like your mother's murder has been a top priority?
No. Not at all.
And the Farmers are certainly not alone.
There are many families pretty upset with the Phoenix Police Department.
The ABC 15 investigators teamed up with our colleagues at Scripps Howard News Service and reviewed the department's own records, uncovering more than 2,000 unsolved murders. Decades of data exposes how the Phoenix Police Department has failed to solve almost half its homicides, a clearance rate of just 54% over a 28-year period.
Is it a lot of unsolved murders? Absolutely.
The Phoenix Police Department has one of the worst records in the country, with an average of 74 unsolved murders a year. By comparison, Philadelphia, a similar-sized city and one of the most violent in the nation, had more than twice as many homicides, but a clearance rate of almost 73%. A lack of money and resources may be to blame. Prior to 2007, the Phoenix Police Department's cold case squad consisted of only 1 sergeant and 2 detectives.
And it was very reactionary.
What I got from them was very little.
In 2001, when Catherine's mother was killed, the department's clearance rate was just 45%. 3 years later, it hit an all-time low. Only 1 out of 3 murders were solved.
They call them Phoenix finest. My question is, finest what?
A shortage of detectives resulted in a backlog of cases and little to no answers for families.
Last time I personally heard from a detective was at the hospital when I was there with my father.
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
We've done what we can on that case.
The Phoenix Police Department says the only way Virginia's killer will face justice is by someone coming forward.
We work out of the Violent Crimes Bureau.
Under Lieutenant Joseph Knott's command, there's a renewed focus and more resources being dedicated to unsolved murders.
These are just examples of some of the people that we have arrested.
Since 2007, Phoenix's cold case squad has more than doubled in size.
The judgment of this court that you are guilty on count 1.
The result? More arrests and more cases solved, 65% in 2009.
The clearance rate is something that's near and dear to me. I would love to be at 100%, but I'm also realistic that there's never going to happen.
A cold reality that's difficult for families to accept.
If the law doesn't get you, God will.
A new state law requires law enforcement agencies to create a cold case registry and contact families at least once a year. But it's an unfunded mandate at a time of fiscal crisis and could take years to implement. We've posted decades of data online at abc15.com. You can compare Phoenix to other cities nationwide. Simply click on the Investigations tab at the top of your screen. I'm investigator Josh Bernstein, ABC 15 News.